welcome back to the Backup Bridge, the news source that fills in when the bridge does not fulfill. My name is Anya Studebaker, brain damage given human form and Baby Spice wannabe. And I gotta say that I'm very excited to be back in the studio, instead of the neon green dungeon that I call my bedroom. Why my mother let me paint my room that color when I was in the 4th grade, I will never know. But we are not here to talk about the child I was 7 years ago. We're here to talk about the news. This is usually the part where I talk about Gabe's Club. However, we're going to switch things up this week. Instead of me making blind guesses about what Gabe's Club does or does not do, we're going to talk about a more important club, or shall I say team, the Sarasota High Speech and Debate Team. Am I talking about this particular team because I'm on it? That's a secret I'll never tell. The Sarasota High Speech and Debate Team competed in the NSDA qualifying tournament this past weekend. And let me say, they kicked ass and took names. Our NSDA first alternates are Bella North in dramatic interpretation, Blaze Lamboli in informative, Madeline Ledford in original oratory, Spencer Ballard and Garrett Olson in policy debate, Ashley Bess and Madeline Ledford in public forum debate, and Jesus Montilla in domestic extemp. The NSDA qualifiers are Peyton Milhorn in humorous interpretation, John Bowden in informative, Spencer Ballard in international extemp, Blaze Lamboli in domestic extemp, and our tournament champion qualifiers are Anna Lazara in informative and Anya Studebaker in humorous interpretation. Also, our very own Dr. St. John won Coach of the Year this year. Congratulations to everyone. If you see any speech and debaters in the halls, refrain from beating them up this week. I know they deserve it, but just a day off. Now we're going to move into our sports segment. Now there has been some backlash since last episode where we proposed to abolish sports, but I think I've come up with some compromises that will not only make everyone happier, but much safer as well. Let's see here. We can have swimming, but everyone has to be wearing arm floaties at all times. We can have volleyball, but you've got to use those blow-up beach balls. You can have track, but weather has to be between 40 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And we can have cheerleading, but there can't be any flyers and only clean songs are allowed. You can also have lacrosse, but you're not allowed to hit the goalie directly on the head, you know? What's that? That's already a rule. No, that can't be right. Hold up, let me check my book right here. Let's see here. A shot should not be directed at the goalkeeper's body, especially her head or neck. Huh. Today's weather report is brought to you by the Weather Channel. My lawyers have advised me not to make any definitive statements about the weather because we live in Florida and literally anything could happen. There's no saying when you step outside whether you'll drown in a monsoon or collapse from heat stroke. All I'm saying is that when Florida inevitably sinks within the next decade, the quality of life might actually go up. The only thing I have to say is, at least we're not in Texas. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of The Backup Bridge. I'm sure we'll see you again next week when the bridge doesn't turn out any more episodes. As always, I'm Anya Studebaker, a girl who should probably be taken off air before it's too late. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to like the video. If you've got anything to say, our email is realbackupbridge@gmail.com. Have a good weekend and we'll see you next week. Cut the cameras.